Hi there, my name's Andy Young and I'm one of the automotive lecturers down at Unitech in Auckland, New Zealand, and welcome to my Andy Mechanic YouTube channel. Now, on this particular video, it's a continuation of the Rav4 engine saga that's going on at the moment, and I have no idea what episode it is. It's probably about episode 28, 29. There's lots and lots of these videos covering all the work. And we're getting very close now to completing all the measurements, the component measurement checks on the block. We've already done the head, that was done last week, and this week I've been doing the block. Now, this particular video covers crankshaft end float. That's basically how much the crankshaft moves along its length within the thrust bearings. Obviously, with this being a manual vehicle, when you put your foot on the clutch pedal, the release bearing pushes against the clutch cover on the fingers, and that actually puts a force on the crankshaft and pushes it forward towards the front of the engine. So to do an accurate measurement, we need to clean everything up, put the crankshaft back into the block with all the relevant shells, put all the caps on, and torque the caps down. And then we're going to use a DTI gauge, which I've already got set up, to measure that end float. And I'll show you how it's done. So what is end float? Well, here's the crankshaft with all the caps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these arrows pointing towards the front of the engine. That's the correct layout for the caps. And end float is the crankshaft's movement that way and then back that way again. How much does it move from side to side? Well, if I put a screwdriver or a pry bar in there, you won't be able to see it, but if I keep quiet, you'll probably hear it. Maybe. There you go. So you can hear a knocking sound, and that's the crankshaft hitting against the thrust bearings that are down on number 3 cap. So we need to measure that movement, and if it's too much, then it's going to be a fail and we'll need to replace the thrust bearings. Hopefully it's going to be in spec. Okay, so we've got the DTI and you can see it's pretty sensitive, so I'm just going to zero that. There we go. Now I'm going to move the crank forwards and backwards again. Okay, so we've got back to 0. Oh, there we go. So we've got essentially a reading of 0.02 millimeters of end float. Yeah, that's pretty consistent reading. So 0.02 millimeters of end float. Excellent. Now, a reading of 0.02 millimeters of end float compared to specification. Well, the specification is 0.02 minimum to a maximum of 0.22 millimeters. So we are right on the edge of minimum spec, which tells me that there's really essentially no wear whatsoever on those thrust bearings, which is great news. That's one more tick against quite a few crosses for this engine. Just out of interest, the maximum permissible end float on this Rav4 engine is 0.3 millimeters. 0.3 millimeters is the maximum allowed. If you get to that point, you're going to need to change those thrust bearings. Okay, so that's how you measure end float on a crankshaft on a Rav4 engine, and basically it applies to pretty much any engine with a crankshaft end float. Okay, if you've got any questions or comments, then do please leave them down the bottom, and I'll do my very best to get back to you as soon as I can. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, then please do, more the merrier. It gives me more of an incentive to keep doing these videos for you guys. So please click the subscribe, and also if you want to, go onto the little gear symbol, click on there and select turn on notifications, and that way you will get an email as and when any new videos get uploaded, and there's between 5 and 10 every week at the moment. It will no doubt drop down again once I'm back into teaching full time, but at the moment lots and lots of videos for you to watch. Okay crew, well you've been watching the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel. Cheers for now, over and out.